What's up, y'all? It's Nifty Q. That's Gifted. We're here with another daily rehash. It is Wednesday, December 6th. We're cruising through the week. We're not used to drama happening over there on the Bitcoin protocol, but it definitely blew up overnight. We're going to cover some of that. Token prices continue skyrocketing, floor prices continue upwards, but we are seeing a little bit of a pullback as of this recording. So we'll see if that leads to any bigger things that happen in the space. But Gif, I'm excited to be sitting here with you, my brother. What's up?
Yeah, man, I'm excited to be sitting here with all of y'all and the daily rehash because we got the top 10 stories in Web3 like we do from the last 24 hours, Q. And yes, there is a lot happening, including some drama over on the Bitcoin side of things. So what's happening?
I saw you giving me some shit for putting up those Christmas lights. What Grinch does not have his Christmas lights up here 2 weeks after Thanksgiving? This is another Grinch here, Luke Dasher. We're just butchering this guy's name, but anyways, he's butchering ordinals over there on Bitcoin, and that's what he would do if he had his way, because he's saying inscriptions are exploiting a vulnerability in Bitcoin Core to spam the blockchain. Bitcoin Core is still vulnerable in the upcoming 26 release. I can only hope it will finally get fixed before version 27. TLDR, he's trying to axe ordinals and inscriptions from the blockchain, claiming that they are taking advantage of a vulnerability.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see what happens. It's not clear yet really to me if like he has the power to make this go forward. A lot of people say that if it did, there would probably be some kind of fork. A lot of people thinking that the miners would never get on board because they're making too much money from it. But this guy is definitely some kind of maximalist. And it's interesting to think about the fact that like you have selective centralization and selective decentralization here.
Yeah.
People trying to determine like, oh, this is what the chain should be used for, and that's all it should be used for.
100%. And Udi leads up Taproot Wizards, and he had an interesting response basically saying that, look, he's been complaining about this since February, and he doesn't have the power to do this unilaterally.
Yeah. And you know what? He'd probably be good friends with this guy, Jamie Dimon, who also is, maybe enemy number one of a lot of people in Bitcoin right now and crypto more broadly. Basically went in front of Congress today. This is, of course, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, one of the biggest banks in the world. And what's he saying? He says, we should close down crypto. If I could, we should get rid of crypto. It's just scammers. It's all just used for drugs and for, illegal activity.
Terrorism.
Just terrorism. That's all it is. We need to shut it down. You can see him talking to Elizabeth Warren there, who famously has been for reforming or changing, this broken financial systems. And now she's like the best friends with the banks. I'm kind of confused on that one.
Yeah, look, the horse is in the walls of Troy right now, so they can't really do anything about it. They're going to try to shut it down. I liked one of the community members' points here on our GM Web3 morning show that was essentially saying one of the things they're going to target is that off-ramp. Coinbase could be the most pivotal entity or company here in the 21st century. So, yeah, interesting stuff there. All right. I'm following Valeria here. So Valeria token has done really well amongst this broader general GameFi bull, little mini bull that we're having. It's up 400% in the last 30 days. If you were listening to this network, we do not give out financial advice, but we got in on this one. This is a really cool post. We'll have the link in the description, but it basically comes from Grail, and he's talking about all of the upcoming events here that you can look forward to in December for Valeria. So he's saying invite-only beta test starts in a few days. Genesis Founders Mint next week. So you can see the line that he is going for here. So yeah, big shout out to Valeria. We have them on the GM Web3 Morning Show tomorrow.
Yeah, glad you brought that up. Very excited to talk to the team. And yeah, they are killing it right now. So that's going to be an awesome combo. Do not miss it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. PST on X. And all right, here you go, Mad Lads. They are doing another great call that we've had over the last week or two, saying that they look like they're going to keep running because they pulled away from the pack over there in terms of Solana NFTs and PFPs. A couple of weeks ago, we started to see them doing 2 to 3x volume of the next closest collection. And you can see just in the last 3 weeks, they basically 4x'd. They are now at like almost $14,000 floor. over 5 ETH floor. You know, it's been like the number 6. It moved into the number 6 spot as far as most valuable or expensive PFPs across all chains, and it's probably going to go up higher. I could see it being in top 3 or top 4 in no time at all.
Yeah, Mad Lad's doing extremely well. Solana's going to do extremely well. They've come back from seemingly almost extinction, right, with the FTX event and being solely tied in there. A lot of games are happening over there. They haven't really attracted any artists or a lot of the art scene, but yeah, PFP market's starting to heat up, obviously. They also have the games, so they've definitely carved out a little sector.
A lot of people getting excited for when new mints start to hit Solana because it'll probably go pretty crazy.
Yeah, especially with those low fees, baby. All right, Wiley Arno, aka Gordon Goner, did an interview with NFT Now. This was actually a really, really detailed and in-depth interview when it came to talking about updates on how he's looking at Bored Ape Yacht Club, as well as where he's been in the past year. You know, I'll just leave it there. Obviously, we could go further in depth, but this is a really quick clip. I will say Yuga Labs Gaming is definitely benefiting from him being out there. I think you said that today on NFT Live. He is a positive force. He understands this space. He is one of the faces of Bored Ape Yacht Club, and Yuga Labs Gaming is going through it right now with the release of Heavy Metal and some of these falling flat. So good to see Gordon with NFT Now.
Yeah, you said it, man. They really dropped the ball on some of these recent products, like Legends of the Mara, but Heavy Metal Forge especially. And I can only imagine how much worse things would be looking for Yuga and Bored Apes if Gordon hadn't made a triumphant comeback recently and wasn't out there stoking the good vibes. But anyway, let's keep it going. On the gaming front, Portal Coin, everybody's been a little bit annoyed by the farming, but they've got a ton of traction, and now they keep rolling out big announcements here with an advisory board ad here. Jamie King, who was a co-founder of Rockstar Games, but people are kind of split on this one, and it's getting a lot of kind of pushback too from people like Jonah in the community because it's not really mentioned that he doesn't currently have any affiliation. He did co-found Rockstar Games, but that was about 15 years ago when he left the company. So how relevant is this? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the question. Does this really turn the needle? And is this just kind of like shitty marketing, or does he have a lot to bring to the table?
Yeah, obviously not as much as if he was with Rockstar Games for the last 5 years. It's been a very long time, as the community notes pointed out, and Jonah. But yeah, I mean, this is a good ad. Like, he literally co-founded Rockstar Games. It's not like some schmuck. So yeah, I think in general, not as big of an announcement as they wanted it to seem, but it's still pretty big, man.
Yeah, those community notes are going to get friggin' wild next year during the election cycle.
All right, send money anywhere. You can send a link easily, instantly, for free. This was the video that was posted on Coinbase Wallet about a few hours ago, actually. This was kind of a product release today. And you can see like in different apps, so Instagram, iMessage, TikTok, basically anywhere you can send a direct message, you can actually send crypto via Coinbase Wallet link. This is what onboarding looks like. I think it's a good list.
Yeah, I love Huda's point that what you can do now to like sort of passive aggressively
red pill
onboard your friends and family is whenever you owe them some money, maybe you go out to dinner, you owe them $30, $50, you just pay them using one of these links, and then they have to go sign up for the app and start using crypto just to get their money back. You just start using this to pay for everything, and then everybody has to start using it. It's pretty smart, man. Anyway, Rumble Kongs OG collection by my man Sick Pencil, an amazing artist who created the original art and partnered on this. Getting some traction here, 140% up on the day. And they did drop this video. And what's interesting about this is more just the information, the content of what they're talking about. They talk about the future of the project specifically, but things like a competition layer, potentially having gambling integrated through third parties, and also just how they're going to be continuing to build out this sort of like sports metaverse that they're working into. But yeah, they do have this 3v3 basketball game that's pretty cool and pretty interesting, and it does seem like they're going to keep building it out, and they're getting some traction right now.
All right, we had a really cool conversation on NFT Live about Polygon and where Polygon is. Obviously, Utes left. We saw a couple different stories, one of which we'll talk about right after this, about projects essentially leaving Polygon or just not having any traction. Right, the Trump digital trading cards are like the fourth most traded collection on that chain. There's just not a lot happening. Well, Hildobby did a great job of breaking down how actually inscriptions are taking up a majority of the transactions. So 72% of transactions on Polygon today are actually occurring here via inscriptions. He goes on to talk a little bit about, why this is happening. 800K being spent in scripting. Polygon seems to be where, so Pol's market actually is the market where most of these minters are happening, with over 100,000 addresses. So I think most people have been talking about Bitcoin inscriptions, but not Polygon inscriptions. This was a cool one.
Yeah, I've heard of Inscriptions too, but hadn't heard about them on Polygon. Polygon seems to be kind of losing some of that first mover advantage. We're going to keep following what they're doing, but it does seem like a lot of people are kind of exiting. Like they tested that ecosystem, it wasn't working. And so, yeah, we'll keep following it and see where it goes, but hopefully they can pick it up and turn it around. Speaking of, big projects and ecosystems that might be making moves soon, Sandbox might be coming to Ronin. This is rumor, but a lot of people are kind of citing a few different things, including the fact that the Sand token has been spotted on the Ronin network testnet. So this could be big. CEO of Sandbox has been spotted moving money too, apparently. So Kagi doing some great investigative journalism here in the Web3 gaming space. We've been hyping up Ron. It's already been killing it, but Kagi thinks it could go to $10.
Yeah, Kagi's always going to take the bull case, the juice master himself. Yeah, that was some good sleuthing. I wonder who gave him that info or if he got that himself. But that would be a gigantic story. Sandbox is still one of the leading metaverse platforms. It's going to be around. If that can move over to Ronin, it would be one of the biggest projects from a brand perspective. Maybe not a user perspective. Axie Infinity, clearly, even the Classic has more users than probably Sandbox, but from a brand perspective, absolutely huge. Folks, that was the Daily Rehash today. I'm going to let GIF take us out because he was being a little bit of a Grinch on my Christmas lights, man. I can't do this. I got my Christmas lights to put up right now after this episode. I'm super stoked. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting the network. Check out GM Web3 tomorrow with Valeria Games.
Yes, excited for that. And appreciate the likes, appreciate the love, and any shares. Our vibe, our tribe.